Hey, everybody, welcome back to the second episode in Grow Business Network's summer series. We're doing these throughout the summer. We'll see how it goes. I think you're going to love them. Today, we have an amazing person, Kristin MacRae. Kristin helps with organizing your life, not just your closet, because that's maybe what you're thinking. That's what I thought the first time I met her. Kristin, welcome to the show.
Hi, John. Thanks for having me.
Great.
Honored to be here.
I love the accent. We're just going to hit that right off the front of this. Okay, tell everybody where you're actually from.
I'm originally from Rhode Island.
So not Southwest Florida.
No, not we were. My husband and I were in Rhode Island all our lives, and then 2019 we moved to Houston, Georgia. Culture shock.
Cushton.
Where's
that at?
Northeast Georgia, 52 miles northeast of Atlanta.
Okay.
Country. Yeah.
Mountains. Beautiful.
Bottom of the Blue Ridge, I think.
Beautiful. Yeah, Blue Ridge Mountains.
And then in February of 2022, we moved to Bonita Springs, Florida, our forever home. Why?
Yeah.
Beautiful here.
Okay.
Among other reasons.
All right. Can't tell all the reasons. Well, that's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you in Southwest Florida. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you, as
Happy
I
to
tell
be here.
everybody, even though this isn't a political show, just keep your politics up north. That's why Florida's wonderful right now.
That's why we're in Florida.
Hey!
Woo!
All right, that was the winky. Like, hey, I can't tell you exactly why. We love everybody. We just don't love all their politics. That's all there is to it. Well, welcome to Florida. We're glad you're here.
Thank
Now,
you.
your husband, his name's Dave.
Dave, my husband's Dave.
Can we talk about him a little bit, or is he in the CIA? Like,
No,
quiet?
we can talk about him. He's actually 8 years younger than me. So
He's younger than you.
8 years younger than me.
8 years younger than
Yes.
you. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So I guess, can we talk age then? Are we talking
Yeah, of
age
course.
today?
We
How
can
old
talk
are you?
anything about it. I just turned 52 last week.
Ah, good for you. Would never have guessed that. I
Thank
would have
you.
guessed younger than myself, which I'm 45, by the way, for everybody out there.
Yeah.
So Dave, where'd you meet Dave? We're going to go back a little bit in
Oh
history
boy,
today.
I met Dave. Dave was a friend of my brother,
Okay.
and I met him at the local bar. He was playing pool, and I knew he was a friend of my brother. And we just met and kind of hit it off. So he still remembers exactly what I had on that day back in 2001 when I met him.
I don't remember what my wife wore
He says it all the
yesterday.
time. Like, how do you remember what I had on?
Well, so what did he have on?
No, what I had on. He
Oh, what
remembered
did
what
you
I
have
had
on?
on.
What'd you have on?
I had on like a purple skirt because he reminds me, and this like pretty like white top with purple in it.
That's
And
wonderful.
my hair was slicked back.
What a great guy.
I
Well,
know.
I say
He's
great.
awesome. My husband's awesome.
Is it great to remember everything your spouse does throughout
He
life?
doesn't remember everything.
Okay,
I
good.
guess just the important things.
Just the important things, how
Yeah.
you looked. I'm sure that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So our last guest too, by the way, Joe Taylor, he actually met his wife at a restaurant. Interesting.
Okay.
This is the restaurant series. We're just going to change it to restaurant bar series
There you
where
go.
spouses meet there.
There you go.
So you walked in, or he walked in.
Yeah.
Okay, you hadn't planned on meeting there.
No.
Or had you?
No.
Wasn't
I
a
just
date?
met him. He was just hanging out. My brother was
Wonderful.
there. He was there, and we just met. And then we just started talking, and then we started.
What was his
kept
pickup
talking.
line?
I don't remember.
Dave, what was your pickup line? That's all I want to know. You did a good job. So Dave buys you a drink, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. I can't remember. John, it was so long ago.
Dave, we got the wrong
20-something
person on this
years
show.
ago.
Cut. Let's
You
get
bring
Dave.
him
Give
in, and
Dave
then
a
he'll
call.
tell you.
I do need to meet up with Dave. That's awesome. So he
Yeah.
remembers all these things. He'll remember the drink, I'm sure, that he bought you. His pickup
Probably.
line, maybe.
Probably. But I am Gemini and almost 100% Italian. So that
Okay.
helps too.
What does that do for it?
I don't know.
I don't know
wanted
much
to throw
about
that out there. I like
Italians
to
and
throw that
Gemini.
out there all the time. Well, when
Okay.
you put an Italian with a like when you put the two together, kind of crazy, kind of.
Really?
Yeah, we're nuts.
Oh, okay.
Italians and Geminis.
This
yeah.
show just took another
Yeah.
curve, guys.
I
It's
just
going to be the
I just
next
went
show.
sideways with that. See how
I'm fine with that. I love it. You can go wherever you want with it. Well, that's interesting. So
Yeah.
Italian family,
Yes.
large family,
No, I only have one brother,
one brother.
but Italian traditions and Italian, everything you hear about Italians, that was us too. So.
So the only thing I hear about Italians is what I see on movies.
Mhm.
Is that pretty accurate?
Mhm. Yeah.
Really? Okay. So yeah, a little crazy.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes when I see Italian movies, they're shooting each other with guns, and that's not
Yeah.
normally good. Was your family like that, or can we talk about that here?
I think no, but
You're pretty hesitant on that.
I think way down the line though there was mafia.
Before you.
Mafia.
yeah. Can we say mafia?
I'm
on
sure.
here? Okay.
Yeah, we can say
That's
it.
fine. We can say that. That's fine. Let's keep
We're in
rolling with
Florida.
that. We're in Florida. It's the Freedom
You can
State.
say
We can
whatever you
say whatever we
want.
want. We get the opportunity to do that. And if you are offended,
Yeah.
don't watch it.
Yeah,
There's a little button. It's called mute. Just turn it
There you
down.
go.
Anyways, well, I'm glad you're here today. Let's
Thank
talk a
you.
little
Thanks
bit
for having me.
about, okay, so you met Dave.
Yeah.
You got married, ballpark, time frame. When was that?
January 8th, 2005.
Wonderful. So you've been married for 18-ish years
Mhm.
right now. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Any kids, any pets?
We
Tell
don't
us
have
about your
any
life.
kids. We decided not to have them, but we
Okay.
have an 11-year-old Shih Tzu named Gigi, who is our world, I
I
guess you
love
could
that.
say.
Gigi.
Gigi.
Well, you moved to a
Sassy. She's a
great...
Gemini too.
Oh, is she? I didn't know dogs had like signal
I didn't
signs,
either, but she was
stars.
born in June, so
Okay,
we'll do
congratulations
it.
to Gigi.
Yeah.
Did you get her up north, I guess, or from
yeah,
Georgia?
we bought it. Yeah, we bought her in Rhode Island back in 2012 when I originally started my business.
Wow. We're going to jump right into business then because
Sure.
we're done with Gigi. Gigi,
Sure.
sorry, you get 30 seconds.
Yep,
That's it. We got to
that's
move
fine.
on. So we're going to talk a little bit about your business right now.
Mhm.
Organized Living. Tell us the real name of your business. What's that full name?
So I'm going by my name, actually. My website's KristinMacRae.com, but my little tagline is Organized Energized Living. But it kind of took off, so I actually have that website also, and it directs to KristinMacRae.com just because the Organized Energized Living just took off.
So to me, when I hear that, I hear two different things: organized
Mhm.
and energized. That's
Mhm.
what I hear right off the top of my head. So you're
Yes.
going to help people. Let's talk about the organized first. What are you helping people organize in their
So
life?
I help people get organized in their businesses. So
Okay.
what that entails is the physical organization, because so many people want to work on time management, but you have to get physically organized first. So I physically help you get organized with files, your spaces, your drawers, your desk, your bookshelves, whatever it may be in the physical realm,
The clutter.
the clutter. Then after that, we sit and I talk to you about time management, calendar, email management, to-do lists, all the other things that affect your productivity.
Like a digital manager.
No, not so much digital, but just like how you function daily, like
Okay.
whether it's digital or not digital. It could be paper too, but just like how you operate on a daily basis, like how productive you are. I want to help you maximize your productivity. And there are a lot of cogs in the wheel when you're not organized. So I work through that too. So it's a whole realm, like everything that goes with the business, physical, time management, and that. And then in the home, kitchens, closets, home offices, bedrooms, bathrooms, whatever it is.
So you're doing business and personal organization.
Yes, I started in the business world, and then it transferred into the homes because it's just so easy to organize a home. But it also balances out my business because I'm not always busy organizing businesses. So the homes, it helps too, and I enjoy doing both.
So when you walk into a business, do you just look at it and go like this?
Yeah, and I immediately know. Well, the funny
Do you
thing
shake
is,
your head at
Well,
the
no, not-
owner's
no, I don't
disgrace and
shake-
like you
no,
guys?
I don't
I
like
know
to
you're
embarrass
very
anybody.
judging, right? You're like,
I don't like to embarrass anybody.
really? So you don't say it, but you think it.
I think it,
I know you do.
but I don't.
Everybody
like to say
does. When you're really
Yeah,
good
of
at
course.
something and you walk in and you see somebody where they have a lot of area of opportunity. Well, let's call it area of opportunity.
Yes.
That's a nicer, kinder way to say it to
Mhm.
these gentle people.
Yeah, and I
All
don't
right?
look at it and say, "Oh my God, you're a mess." I say, "How can I get you to the next level and help you get to where you need to be?" So
People
that's
love
where
getting-
I come in at.
People love going to the next level,
Exactly, and that's where I help them in that sense.
especially if you're starting them off from the ground floor.
It can
Only
only
way-
go up.
I knew you were going
It
to
can
say
only
that.
get better.
So you love helping the businesses. On the personal side of somebody's home, what is your favorite room or area to help people get organized with?
I love helping. Actually, it's every area because there's so much benefit to
Oh,
it.
come
And
on.
people, well, I love organizing a home office,
And what's your least favorite?
garage,
Garage.
and up north basements.
That because men kind of
Basements.
handle the garage. Is that the deal?
No, I don't like the bugs and
The
the
bugs.
yeah.
We have a few of those down
yeah.
here.
That's why I don't like
What's your
doing
least
garages.
favorite bug?
Spider.
Yeah, I had a dream about a spider
Mosquitoes.
last night. It was weird.
Yeah, I get bit by mosquitoes a lot too.
We all do.
Yeah.
Well, they live around here quite a
The
bit.
spiders and maybe a snake hiding out and clutter in the garage. Yeah, I'm all set.
We had a spider in our snake in our
Yeah.
garage years ago. My wife called the
Mhm.
exterminator, and he's like, "I don't deal with snakes. It's just bugs. Like, why are you calling me?" Anyways, different story
But
for a
yeah.
different day.
So I don't like to organize. I can organize the garage, and I have up north. I usually, if my client is a regular client, and then they'll say, "Oh, well, now can you do my garage?" I will, but I don't just organize garage.
You don't offer it up front.
I don't like to.
I don't blame you.
I can,
Deep
but I
sigh.
don't like to.
Yeah, no. Let's stay away from those.
Mhm.
So your favorite room? You don't necessarily maybe have a favorite room, but we got a least
Closets, home offices, kitchens,
home what?
offices,
Offices.
offices.
Is that how we say that? No, we got to work on our vocabulary a little bit. You are in South Florida now.
I know.
That's wonderful. So both business, personal. Now we talked a little about the organizing side of those things. What's the energy mean in your business? Like, what does that mean?
So when I walk into a room, I can really feel the energy. I can feel the energy in a room.
Like if
it's set.
somebody's there, or like from their books, like a
No,
table gives
so
energy. Tell me
It's
what you're
the
talking about.
energy in a room. So I pick up on it. I'm not sure how I have this gift, but I walk into a room and I can immediately feel the energy in the room. And if there's clutter in the room, there's some, the
So when you
organization
walked
isn't
into
there.
this room and I'm here,
I
how
felt a
did you
good
feel
feeling. No,
today?
I felt some
Really?
good
Are
feeling,
you
yeah.
making that up?
No, I was
I
excited.
got a
was-
BS meter, so
No,
that's what I feel.
I have that too.
Okay, good.
But I'm saying, like, if there's clutter, the room is very heavy. There's a heavy feeling in the room. By the time I get you organized and leave, the energy has shifted. The energy can flow better through the room.
Okay.
And when I leave, like, there's a different energy, and you're just energized, and my clients are energized. So that's where I get the
So
organized.
energy,
energized.
it sounds like to me the way you're describing this, which I've never heard it this way before,
Yeah.
is almost like energy is a stream or a river or a creek. It just kind of flows.
Yes.
Where it's inanimate object. Is that the right word? Anyways, it flows where it's allowed to flow or directed to flow.
Exactly. When there's clutter in the way, there's
Can't
dead
flow.
plants. There's like it can't flow, and
flowing
it's
bad.
stagnant. It doesn't move.
Stagnant water's no good.
So when you have the organization and everything's flowing and the systems are great in the house and everybody's operating like a well-oiled machine,
Yes.
the energy is phenomenal. And plus, I have a lot of energy, so it helps when I say
I haven't
organized,
noticed.
energized.
Now, where do you get your energy from?
I don't know. I've always been like this. I don't drink coffee. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life.
Okay. Drugs?
Nope. No drugs.
I mean, I don't mean have you done drugs. I just mean like the drugs help you get energized.
No, people are like, how do you wake up in the morning? I don't know. I have a glass of water and I put music on and I go.
Jumping jacks? Cold plunge?
I was a dancer for 30 years.
Really?
Yeah. And I just started tapping again.
Tap dancing.
Mm-hmm.
We got some tap shoes here in this. Let's get it up on the table.
Fun.
Let's hear that. With how old?
70. The dance age is 84.
They can do that
Phenomenal.
around here? Tap dance.
Yeah. Not to get off topic, but yeah.
Well, I love getting off topic.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the part of things that people remember. They're not going to remember the boring stuff we talk about. They're going to remember tap dancing.
So I bought it. My dad yesterday went and helped me build the tap floor, and I have it in my home office now. So I'm tapping in the office. Yeah.
So when you're feeling the energy's not flowing.
I was tapping this morning. I tapped for half an hour.
I knew it. When you said that. I'm like, I bet you she tap danced before she came here today.
I did.
And you did. Well, that's fun. Now, did your husband say, hey, honey, quiet it down in there?
No, he's like, what are you doing? Last night I was moving the office around, reorganizing it. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just putting a tap floor in.
He didn't know.
He helped me. He helped me move it into the room. And then he left. He's like, I don't want to be part of this.
He doesn't like that energy. He needs to change the energy in his own home office house.
Yeah.
Well, I love that you do that. I love that you bring up that energy to be able to do that. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should pick up tap dancing. Could you give us some lessons later?
Sure,
I mean, is that part of it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to maybe something that's not so as important as tap dancing. Let's talk a little bit more about that energy in a room. Okay. So you help people organize a room so that that energy feels and that it flows.
Yes.
Right?
And then there's they totally change. Their face changes, their energy changes now because they're excited. Maybe they didn't know how to get started. They were overwhelmed. They were stressed out. I come in, release the overwhelm, guide them on how to get organized, physically help them do the work. And now they're like, this breath of fresh air has come over them and like they just feel better.
You bring energy through organization.
Yes.
Is that your tagline?
I think so. It sounds good.
It does.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and you can pay me for that. Okay. Let's register that as a trademark. That's a good one. Energy as organization. Now, I love watching this show and it's called Hoarders.
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen it?
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't work with hoarders.
Really?
That's a whole nother level. Yeah.
Because to me, when I watch that show, there's a lot of energy. It's just not energy I want to be around.
Yeah, it gives me anxiety.
I feel bad for those folks.
I don't like
it. Gives them anxiety if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't like
their health is not good on that show. Mm-mm. People who live in that is sad. But when they have a team of experts come in and help them get organized and clean up, their energy changes.
Of course, 100%.
Their attitude changes.
Yep.
What got you into this? Like, what was it that you thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to help Aunt Sally organize her office because her energy stinks.
Sure. So I was working in all different fields, and I was working actually in the medical field for a while.
Doing
and then
what? Nurse?
Assistant practice manager, surgery scheduler, billing manager, you name it, I was it. Rhode Island's a small state, so I would float around to different offices. But in each offices, I found a theme. They were disorganized. They were losing money. There were no systems in place. So I would go in, get this office organized, create new systems, recoup money, and then get them functioning like a well-oiled machine. And it's Rhode Island's a small state, so people would find out what I did.
How small is it?
It's very small. It's the smallest state in the union.
Never been there.
You should go. Actually, no, you shouldn't. Not a great statement. So anyway, which is why we left.
This has become the Rhode Island bashing show, by the way, and I'm okay with that as long as no Rhode Island people are watching.
People found out what I did, and they're like, well, can you come in our office and fix? And we have money to recoup. We have systems that need to be changed up, get more organized. So I would do that. And then I'm like, after all these offices, I'm like, I need to start my own business. There's a need for this. There's so many offices out there that are disorganized and there's a need for it. So that's what I did. I started my business and it started with the offices, going into different offices and getting them organized, setting up new systems, processes, training the staff on getting organized. And it kind of just took off. And then it was just easy to transition into homes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a natural transition. Before we go on our break, do people treat you differently when you say words that aren't Florida-ish, sounding?
I don't care.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't care?
No.
Okay. We're just going to take a quick break. We're so glad you guys are watching this today. Got some really good questions for Kristin later on. So stick around after this break. We'll talk to you soon. Welcome back. And we are with Kristin MacRae. Kristin is the best organizer in the world. I actually just gave her that title and she's amazing. Her energy is amazing. She brings energy to your home. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Before we left for the break, I promised you guys I would bring some really amazing questions. And with help from our producers, I've got 8 pages of really fantastic questions. Not that many. Okay, so we're going to pop through some of these. We talked a little bit about Dave, your husband. We talked a little bit about your dog. Talked about the energy in offices and lack thereof, I guess, from time to time. So, Kristin, tell us a little bit about your accomplishments. Because I'm looking through this, and I know sometimes it's hard for people to boast about themselves. But I almost said Catholic. Are you Catholic? I didn't even ask you that.
I grew up Catholic.
You're
Roman
Italian.
Catholic. Yes.
Okay, so you're Italian.
Mhm.
Italians have no problem boasting about stuff, do they? Tell people about your accomplishments, because when I look through this, you have a lot of accomplishments.
Yeah. So I started my business in 2012, and I knew I had to be everywhere to get out there to be to create this great business. So Go Local Prov found me. They were a media company in Rhode Island, digital media company, and they have like an online newspaper. I wrote a column for them every week for 6 years.
Wow.
So I have over 300 articles that I've written for them. Then they did a live show every Thursday, and I was on their live show every week for 2 years.
Wow.
I created a CD back when CDs were popular, back in 2013 or 6. I forget what year it was, but I had a CD out that I sold, and I sold it in Whole Foods, and I would sell it at my presentations. I was awarded the 2016 Entrepreneurial Woman to Watch Award by Rhode Island Small Business Journal in 2016. So I was very proud of that.
That's awesome. Now, Rhode Island, from what I hear from you, is kind of small, though.
Yes, Rhode Island is.
But that's still a good award.
Yes, it's a great award. Don't diminish my award.
Sorry, it's fantastic. It's from the
Thank
greatest
you.
state in the
Thank you.
union. Now, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I've given over 100 presentations.
You're doing presentations on organizing or
Yes.
what?
On organizing. So I go out to here in Florida. I've already booked since January. I booked about 35 presentations
That's
since
amazing.
January. I have a bunch scheduled out for next year, but I go in and talk about different topics. Organizing basics, organize and energize your closet, your kitchen, tame your paper clutter, organize for the holidays, organize your kids for back to school. Whatever organizing topic you want me to speak on, I can develop a program around it.
Where do you go for that? Like, where do you normally go for those meetings?
So communities invite me. HOA communities invite me. The libraries invite me. The YMCA I've spoken at. Anywhere where I can speak, I will contact them to see if they want to host me as a presenter.
What's your size of these classes? I mean, who shows up?
They range from 10 people to sometimes 200 people.
That's awesome. Do
It
people need to
depends.
pay for this typically?
It depends. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And it depends on where I'm presenting.
Yeah, that
But-
makes complete sense.
yeah.
So you're talking about how you're giving a presentation there to a group of people up to 200 on how to really get their life organized, not just their business, but maybe other things.
Correct. And I do give a presentation on 10 ways to get organized and maximize your productivity at work to businesses.
What's the number one? Like, what is the number one thing that somebody could do? Like right now, they're watching this, they're bored listening to us, and they say, I'm turning that off. But before they do, you're going to give them that one tip on what they can do today to start getting organized. What is it?
Do a brain dump of
A what?
a brain dump. So all I want you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down where you're overwhelmed, where you're stuck with your disorganization. Because a lot of people are overwhelmed, they can't move forward. So the first thing you need to do is release that mental clutter. You want to release that mental clutter, put a plan into motion. You can't like jump into a project if you don't have a plan. So just put your thoughts. Don't worry about them being organized. Just put it on paper.
Well, of course, they're not going to be organized. That's the problem.
Yeah. So just put it on paper and kind of do a mental brain dump. Mhm.
Now, have you like coined that phrase, or are you the first one to say that?
No.
So they need to write their thoughts down.
Yes.
Like, how broad are we talking about? Like, they're cluttered in their head.
That's all right.
So
Just let it out. Don't let it. It doesn't have to be organized. Just put it all on paper and then let it sit. Go back to it and categorize it out.
should they cry during the brain
Yeah.
dump? Is that good?
Yeah, you can do that.
Because I can
Let
see
it
that
go.
happening. I have a beautiful, wonderful, emotional wife, and I could see her brain dumping with
Yeah.
tears pouring out as
That's
she dumps.
fine.
That's good.
I love your wife. Yes.
I know. She's
Do that.
wonderful.
Yes.
I love that. So, and I was looking here too at your 10 ways disorganization is costing you money.
Mhm.
How is disorganization costing a business money?
You're going to lose money if you're disorganized right off the bat.
Why?
Whether you're losing clients, time, money. Money, if you're disorganized, well, physical money, if you're disorganized, you're going to find checks, cash. I found everything in a business. I can't tell you.
And it's past the 90 days probably, because I think checks, you got to cash them within a time
I found
period. It
a
says it on
diamond
there.
ring. I was organizing a jeweler.
Did you give it back to them, or you're like,
Yeah.
hey, finders keepers?
I was organizing a jewelry company, and I was going
Well,
through.
of course you found a ring. That's kind of obvious.
but it
They're
was
all
in
in the counter.
it was in a no. It was like in the back in the
It was in some guy's pocket in the back.
no. It was in like a filing tray where paper was piled up. So if you're piling papers, what happens is there are things in there that you put something there valuable. Somebody else comes in your office, puts something on top, and then people just keep piling. So now there's checks in there, there's cash, there's things. So that's where I found the diamond ring
How much
in a
was it
pile of
worth?
paper. I don't know, but I found an $8,000 check and
Yeah.
a day's worth of cash in a
And they
restaurant.
didn't know it was there.
No, because it gets hidden in the piles, and then you forget, and then you keep piling, and Yeah, I have stories about
So
a
well,
lot of things that
you're
I
worth
found.
your weight in gold, really. I mean, people are coming. You're coming to people's businesses or houses. You're finding financial stuff,
Oh
right?
yeah, we always find something good.
Are you that person that goes to Goodwill and checks the pockets in every single thing to find
No,
stuff?
but before people need to go through their closet and donate anything, please check the pockets in
You
your
have to.
pocketbooks. You have to.
My mother-in-law found a diamond ring in a pocket
Yeah.
of some clothes and gave it to her niece or one of the grandkids, somebody.
We were going through my grandmother's house after she passed, and I was going through her Bible, and I found $100.
How
So we were checking
organized-
books because you never know.
You don't, especially with
She
grandparents.
was organized, but I
Really?
think back in the day they used to hide money in all
Oh,
different
my
places.
grandma held it in the wall. Would she'd hide dollar bills in the wall?
Yeah.
Like, why are you saving $2? I mean, come on.
But I went through the Bible, and there was $100 in there. So I took
What
it.
chapter and verse was it
mine.
at?
I don't know. I should
Was
have
it
looked.
about
That would have been
coveting?
good. No, I don't know. That would have been.
It was probably a secret sign to you and your family.
It probably
like, read
was.
this chapter. You guys need it.
Probably was.
Well, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your book. You have a book.
I
You're
have
writing a book.
I wrote a book.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. So it's called Living an Organized, Energized Life.
Well, of course it is.
Of course it is. It's a step-by-step guide to getting you organized, saving you time and money, decreasing your stress levels, and living a more efficient and productive life.
Who wrote the foreword? Because I would like to write it if you haven't written it yet.
No, it's written. You can pre-order it right now.
But who wrote your foreword?
I
Did anybody
did.
write?
Well, no, I
Yeah.
wrote no, I didn't really write
Let's
a forward.
redo it and let me write the foreword on how not to be organized.
Okay.
I can really guide people, and they'll love your book after that. So no one wrote the foreword. You've got the organized book. It's getting printed right now.
Yeah, well, you can pre-order it on my website.
Okay.
And if you pre-order it from me, I will send you a signed copy.
Oh, that's
And then
nice.
it's going to be available on Amazon July 4th.
Wow. What is Amazon going to charge for this book? I know it's going to be a lot of money because it's worth a lot of money.
$24.99.
That's not bad.
No.
Is there a coupon code? I love coupon codes.
Maybe for you, John.
Hashtag Kristin.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a great book. How big is it? Is it like a big,
It's
heavy
95
read?
pages.
That's nothing. That's easy.
It's
I can
an
read
easy
that.
read, but there's a lot of bullet points. It's very easy to read. It's a good guide that will take you step by step through the organizing process from getting you to release the overwhelm, your distractions while you're procrastinating.
Are there a
Because-
lot of pictures?
No pictures.
Okay, I may not want that book. Is there an audio form to this?
No.
Has anybody, maybe I could record the audio. I have a good nasally voice, people say, so maybe I could read it for you
No, there's no.
and put it on Audible.
Yeah, or I could read it. That would sound fun with the accent.
Yeah, we can do it together. We'll tag team. And I'll make up my own forward on the book.
Okay.
Well, that sounds like a good book. So
Thanks.
the book is structured into where people can really like follow through it, and there's actionable steps.
Yes, because getting organized is a process. Like you said, you don't want to try and get organized on Thursday afternoon and have to go to dinner an hour later. Like it's a process. So I take you from that beginning process all the way to the end, but it's all laid out for you. There's bullet points, there's steps, there's reasons why you're doing this. It's just I felt like I took all my articles that I wrote over the years, all those 300 articles, and I transformed them, put them together where it was like a book form where I could really get somebody organized from beginning to end. So by the time you're done with this book, you will have a clear plan in place. You'll no longer be overwhelmed, but then you won't need me, but you can still hire me.
Well, I mean, to me, books don't hold people accountable.
Right.
Right. So having someone like you come in and find those things between the cracks, not just rings or checks, but find out where you're missing the opportunity. Couldn't find that in the book just by you reading would be where I could see your value really coming in. But also, Kristin, a lot of people like myself will read an article or a book and will go, this is too overwhelming. I can't even do this. And that's when they reach out to you or me and say, hey, can you help me? I see what it takes to get to where I want to go. And it's just too heavy for me. I can't handle that.
Correct.
And someone like you, it sounds like it's like, no brainer. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And you make it sound so simple.
I love doing it. I love my job.
Yeah. It
I
sounds
absolutely
like
love it.
It sounds like
it's not work to me,
It's
which
not
is great.
work.
No, it's not. The work is
awesome.
trying to get the clients and the back end of trying to get presentations and all that. But when I physically go out and work with my client, it's not work to me.
What is the, beyond rings and checks, what is the weirdest thing you've ever found? Like maybe gross thing? Or
I
maybe
can't say, but
Really?
there has been. Yeah.
Any of them? You can't, I mean,
No.
okay, so take it from, whatever version
My
that
services
is.
are confidential, but if I say it, someone
Well, you
will
don't
know
have to
what I'm
tell the
talking about.
name.
I know, but someone will know who they are.
Man.
I can't do it.
All right, so listen, if you want to know what that is, you have to pay for the next level of subscription to this Grow podcast, all right? We got a subscription-based model. Kristin will tell it there.
Yeah.
Anything crazy? So, man, you're not going to give us anything. How do I
just
hound
the
on
money
that?
stuff. I had a client that we were organizing in her office. We found $5,000 in cash that she was saving for Disney that she forgot she put in the closet. So she was looking all over for it. She couldn't find it, and we found it in her closet. She was ecstatic.
I'm sure she was.
$5,000 that they had for Disney.
So you didn't say something like this, hey, listen, Susan, I found $4,000 in your closet.
No.
Really? All
I'm
right,
very
well,
trustworthy. No, I don't.
You're a better person than I am. Hey, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So we met through Grow Business Network, right? You came into Grow. You've been a part of other networking groups,
Up
which
north.
will remain I name all my other organizing like BNI. So you were in BNI for years.
In Rhode Island.
In
yes.
Rhode Island, which we love the state, by the way. Not to, let's go back a little bit to our first part of the
I
episode.
don't want to lose any clients up north.
Kristen loves Rhode Island, the people.
I love my clients up north. Let's get that straight. I love my clients and the people up north.
We're going to put that all over this. Yeah, she loves that. So we're going to make sure that's with music and flares and everything on this, that you love the Rhode Island. Yeah. So when you were in BNI up there, you networked for quite some time up there. You came down here to Southwest Florida. Why not BNI and come to Grow and be a part of our team on Grow Business Network?
BNI is a little more too structured for me, and the one-on-ones that you're required to have, I need to focus on getting my clients, and when I'm working with clients, I don't have the time to go out and do one-on-ones sometimes. Not that, it's not important, but sometimes getting a paycheck is more important sometimes than networking in that sense. But I just like the feel of the Grow group. I like the structure that you do have. I just really enjoy it. I like the meetings.
Well, some people always ask, they're like, well, John, why don't you just put that in your printed ads, like the feeling that people get when they're in your group? And that's hard to do. It's hard to explain like you did really well with yours, like the feeling somebody gets when they're organized, that energy and that excitement and that relief that people get. So instead of me telling everybody, what is that feeling you get from Grow that you're just like, yeah, this is different than a BNI? Like, what is that feeling for you?
It's like a sense of belonging a little bit, but it's more relaxed. I think that's what I want to say. It's more relaxed. You still have the structure, but it's more relaxed. It's not so tense, and I don't want to slam BNI, obviously. So it's not, but it's not. It's just more of a relaxed with the structure.
Third part of our episode today is slamming BNI. You have to pay to be a part of that section as well, too. There's a link in the description below on how to pay us.
The group makes it too. Like the group you're in, your team, the members in the team make it work. Also, you have to pick the right team, and I feel like I picked the right team. I feel like it's a great group of people.
Well, of course, you picked the right team. I'm on that one. So you meet with the Tuesday morning team that I help run, and that is we call it the founders because it's the original team. It's the OG, as cool people like to say it. And we're glad to have you on the team, and I know that we are too. We needed some smiling faces that were feminine, like yours. Like we needed some women on our team. Did you notice that when you joined?
Yeah, there's not many, but
it's all the roofers and the plumbers.
It's good. It's a good vibe, though. I like the energy. It's a good vibe.
Yeah, maybe you could help us get organized in the room when you show up. I hadn't thought about that, but I'm sure I need a lot of help with all of that as well too. Well, I'm glad you explained that to us. Do you ever help people organize their storage closets?
The ones they pay for, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, of
course. We got
a
ton of those around here.
So I have a story, really quick.
You don't have to be quick. We got 8 hours left. Go ahead.
Really quick. I have a client that lived in New York City, and they moved they had a house in Newport, Rhode Island, and they had 4 storage units in Newport. I organized every single one of them. And then they had to move things out, and then I had to organize it again. So I was in that storage unit for like days organizing it. It was fun though. But I was by myself in the storage unit there were 4 of them, and I had to go upstairs. I had to go up the elevator. I had to go back and forth to move things around. But it was fun. It was just, sometimes when you walk by yourself, it's fun.
Yeah. And then the next day you said, I'm moving to Florida. I'm out of here.
No. So I organized storage units, yes.
I think that's cool because we have a ton of storage units around here. It seems like that's people's second home.
Yeah, and people might not know that they can put shelving in there and organize it that way. It doesn't have to just be a piled mess of storage.
What's something, as we wrap up, what's something in your life that has really changed your direction or your thoughts on maybe how you were, and then all of a sudden something in your life that was, I don't like to say dramatic, but something that happened to you or your family that you just said, man, I gotta shift here?
I think it's when I started my business in 2012. There was an incident that happened at work, and I just felt like if I start this business, I can't fail. Like I am going to go full force ahead, and I refuse to fail. And I became very successful in Rhode Island, and I just had that mentality that, you know what, nobody's going to I want to prove to myself that I'm worthy and I can do this and I'm not going to fail. Then that was just my mentality the whole time. And I just pushed forward and just became really successful. You just can't, you just have to keep pushing forward.
Did you burn your bridges in a sense of, hey, I'm not working at that job anymore? Did you jump full in, or did you still kind of hang on to that a little bit?
No, there was a series of things that happened, and so I had to start my business, and that's when I started it. And at that point,
when we have you back, I want to hear about all of those things that you're not telling us on this episode.
Yeah, it's a story. It's a long story, but just, for anybody out there, just when you put your mind to something, don't give up and just keep going and just refuse to fail.
One of the things I always like to ask in these is an entrepreneur, because that's what you are, right? You're that person that's out there almost on your own, fighting and going and grinding to get business and help clients. What's something that you would tell somebody watching this today who either has taken the plunge into entrepreneurship or is thinking about it, or maybe is just downcast right now? Because it can be a lonely position to be in when you're by yourself in business or sales, if you're the one person doing it. What's something you could tell people today to maybe help them with that grind?
Well, it's great to have a network of people, which is why I love Grow, because you're with the same people every week and you support each other and you have topics that you talk about every week. So I love that part of it, where I don't feel alone because I have this team I can hang out with on Tuesdays and learn things and grow from that. But also, to be a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, you have to be organized. It's so important. With all the things that I do, people are like, how do you do everything, Kristin? I'm like, because I'm organized. When you have systems in place. So before you decide you're going to start this business, you have to get systems in place, create organized systems, and have a flow to your day. Because if you start out on the foot where you're disorganized, you're never going to get ahead. So you have to have organized systems in place before you start.
Yeah. If you want to get ahead, or if you are overwhelmed in life, then you need to reach out to Kristin. She will gladly help you. You just may need a translator to help with some of the words that she says, because they're not all from this part of Florida. Kristin, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you, John.
We appreciate you a ton. Thank you for the energy you brought to the show today.
Thank you.
Look forward to all of our future conversations and all the help that you can give to those in this area. Thanks for being a part of the show today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.